today with the Senior Director of the National Environmental Education Foundation, Leyla McCurdy. Good to have you with us. Appreciate your time.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Certainly. Leyla, could you tell our listeners in the Bay Area what is the National Environmental Educational Foundation?
The National Environmental Education Foundation is a private nonprofit organization. We were chartered by Congress in 1990 to advance environmental knowledge and action. Our mission is really to advance environmental literacy. We work with various trusted sources because we believe that Americans are very interested in making the right choices about the environment and about protecting their health and the health of the ones they love around them, their families and their communities. One of the key things that we do is that we always base our messages on the science.
Exactly.
We research it and we work with trusted professionals like healthcare providers and their professional organizations to make sure that we use the correct information to pass on to the public.
Well, listeners, as you know, I'm quite passionate about fiscal conservatism and environmental justice, and I'd like to give you a few facts from the National Environmental Education Foundation. Specifically, in 1999, 74% of households in the U.S. were using pesticides. We've seen a 75% increase in asthma among children. That's from 1980 to 1996, and a figure that absolutely floored me. The cost of environmental attributable diseases each year, $55 billion. Something clearly needs to be done, and that's what this group is doing by providing objective facts, easily verifiable, not fun to look at though, I must say. So how is the group making a difference though? Is it through the education? Is it through the partnerships?
Both. Of course, partnership is key to make a difference. There is so much work that needs to be done, and the best way to go about making change is to form partnerships with groups that share the same mission. For example, we partner with the American Academy of Pediatrics and we work with their membership to develop materials, to use their resources, and also through their mechanisms to get the information out to the pediatricians and other healthcare providers. For example, under this partnership, we developed environmental management of pediatric asthma guidelines for healthcare providers. These are guidelines to be used in medical schools, nursing schools, as well as in clinical practice to guide patients to take ownership of their own well-being. There are so many children with asthma. They are suffering every day, and if healthcare providers use these guidelines along with the proper medication, the quality of life of these children will be a lot better. I'm talking here about exposures such as secondhand smoke, exposures such as cockroaches, exposures such as mold or outdoor air pollution, particulate matter or ozone, or indoor air pollution. It could be pesticides used in the home or dust mites that are a real problem, more so in the bedroom, or cat or dog allergens. So there are a variety of environmental triggers for asthma. If they are controlled by taking simple steps, then their asthma could be under control. And we consider asthma a chronic disease, a serious disease.
It is.
However, it's very controllable. You know, we think of people with asthma as healthy people with asthma. We want them to feel healthy, and this is very doable if they are under the care of a healthcare provider who can assess their asthma properly and monitor their asthma and give them action plans and work with them so that they can avoid the environmental triggers and they take their controller medication. They can have a very high quality life. This is only one of the ways environmental knowledge can help people.
What I would say, listeners, and the point I'd like to stress to you, is it's education and knowledge and then taking action. This is really the key part. You know, when I was growing up, we didn't have spare the air days, but they're quite common now. So you need to be aware of these things in terms of your environment and its impact on your health. Now, Leyla, I know you guys do national events as well to promote the education or the awareness. Tell our listeners a little bit about those.
Sure. We have several signature events that we are engaged in and we lead. One of them is the National Public Lands Day. This takes place in September, and the purpose is to protect our national lands throughout the United States. And the National Environmental Education Foundation coordinates this event in partnership with government agencies and states and all the land managers around the country who do care for our national public lands. And through this event, we engage hundreds of thousands of volunteers who on this special day come out and clean our public lands. They do build fences, they build trails, and they get engaged in a variety of activities to improve our public lands and protect our public lands. This serves two purposes, obviously. Not only does it protect our public lands, but it gives a sense of ownership to the people who get engaged in these activities. And they also get benefits themselves, the sense of having done some volunteer work and having contributed to their communities, as well as really learning to appreciate our natural beauty. And also from health perspective, this definitely has quite a few benefits. It does have mental health benefits, as I mentioned, the volunteerism sense, and gives you a sense of having accomplished something. And being outdoors in itself is really a mentally positive event in itself. And also by getting exercise and being outdoors, people can also be physically healthy.
Let me ask a question, though, on the partnerships, and I applaud the work you're doing with professionals like the doctors, but I can't help but wonder, should some of the partnerships also be with corporate America, or are they? Because that might be some of the source of the pollution.
Thank you very much for bringing that up, actually. Yes, that is another program that I wanted to mention. Oh. We have a program that brings in a high number of businesses, and we help them to adopt green principles.
Excellent.
And also not only themselves, but also working with their employees to be environmental stewards themselves and take these messages home and really take action in their communities as well.
Leyla, what does the future look like for you?
The future looks like a lot of work.
Okay.
No, we're thrilled with the progress that we have made in the environmental area. However, there are so many other actions that need to be taken by everyone. We at the nonprofit world try to do our share, trying to educate the public and other professionals about these issues, but there is plenty still for the public to do in their own communities, in their own lives.
Final question for you. What really matters?
What really matters is for everyone to be engaged in this effort. Take ownership of protecting our environment and our health, and everyone should be a steward in making a difference and protecting our planet and also our health.